With 5 suicides occurring in the community in the past 5 years, it's no doubt that the topic is a problem in the area. A local event held by the Riverside Trauma Care and Kevin Youkilis, Hits for Kids, shed light on the subject matter and offered possible solutions.
The July 25th Strikeout Teen Suicide event consisted of good food and lots of generous supporters of the Riverside Trauma Center. But it was also a platform for family and friends to express how taking one's life can affect many lives.
Prior to March 7th, 2009, I didn't think much about teen suicide. I was obviously very saddened by the loss of youth in and around our community, but I didn't know the circumstances or what I could do, so I simply stood in the background and prayed it wouldn't happen again. Certainly it wouldn't happen to my family, and besides, what could I do? I had no comprehension of what the problem was. To be honest, I stuck my head in the sand. Unfortunately, I now know what to do, because on March 7th, my son Jason, a freshman in college, took his own life.
Last year we have statistics, was about 2 years ago, there were 437 suicide deaths in the state. That's about almost 2 times the number of homicides. But homicides get a lot of attention, suicide doesn't. So we're trying to bring more attention, we're trying to sort of honor and respect the work that's happened here in Needham, and we're trying to raise funds to continue the work that we're doing here in Needham and across the state.
Besides raising money for the Riverside Trauma Center's Youth Suicide Prevention Program, this event is also about bringing awareness to an issue that not many people like to talk about.
There's a lot of stigma around it because it's often associated with mental health challenges, mental illness. Nobody likes to talk about it, but it's a very preventable cause of death in Massachusetts.
Red Sox player Kevin Youkilis was also in attendance, but not as a spectator, as someone who has also been affected by suicide.
A lot of times the stories are out about Kevin Youkilis as a baseball player. There's not a lot of stories of what I went through when I was growing up. It's a little tough for me to talk about this, but I've had 3 friends of mine commit suicide.
They see an athlete like Kevin Youkilis, a very successful baseball player, and he got up and spoke from his heart, and you don't really ever expect him to quiver with his words or to show emotion, but he even gulped a few times and said, "This is really hard for me to talk about." But now that he's spoken about it, maybe other people will come forward and start to talk about it, and people will understand that we're all out in this world together to help each other.
Youkilis ended with words that he hopes that teens take with them to help them think positively about the obstacles they encounter.
I'm standing here today, and I can speak for all the guys on my team, all the people you think are, these great athletes and they live these great lives. It's not true. Everyone's gone through the bumps and bruises. We've all dealt with adversity. We've all had our problems in life, but you don't quit. You keep going, you keep pushing on.
My advice to a teen, and what I tell my kids all the time, is for any reason you can't go to Dad and I, but we're there for you no matter what, find an adult that you trust, and I know that adult will be able to help you.
For more information about the Riverside Trauma Center's Youth Suicide Prevention Program, you can visit their website at www.riversidecc.org. For the Needham Channel News, I'm Antonetta Corralio.